Hi, today's topic is about Aspergers and meltdowns. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Heather and I am a neurotypical dating an Asperger's man. Um, this is a topic that is very touchy and it's personal and it's something that I don't think very many people talk about, and I think it needs to be said. I want to share my experience. I want to help other people out there who might be in my situation, who might be struggling to understand if what they're going through is normal, if what they're experiencing is typical Asperger's, or if there's just something different about their specific person. And I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a doctor. I can only tell you my experience. But so the topic today is meltdowns, and it is very common and well known that people on the spectrum, the autism spectrum, have meltdowns. And what this looks like is one of the biggest reasons that this happens to my man is he's overly tired, or we will have a really long day. Like, we like to go fishing, and sometimes at the end of the day, after we've been out fishing all day and it's late at night and we're driving home, he just snaps. Out of the blue, we can have the best day, the most romantic day, the just between us, and have everything be absolutely perfect. Not a fight, not an argument, nothing has gone wrong. And out of the blue, we start driving home and he will snap. And this happens, I've noticed in my relationship, this happens when he is really tired, or he's just had a lot of activity that day. And even though, like, I might be a little bit tired, it is a whole different level for him. He cannot stay awake. He's falling asleep. He's exhausted. He can't think clearly. If we stay up too late at night talking, the next day he will be grumpy, and it will very likely end up in an argument or a fight. He will snap. He will be cold. This is something that is very challenging when you are the neurotypical in that relationship and you love this person so much, yet you see them go from being, maybe possibly in my situation, the most amazing person you've ever met, to almost the coldest person you've ever met. And I'm not saying that he says death threats or anything like that, but the personality change is so drastic. He will be extremely critical and say horrible things to me. I mean, as horrible as an autistic person can say. It's much nicer than someone else I would have to explain. But he can be very judgmental and refuse to take any responsibility for his actions, any responsibility for his words. If I try and say, hey, you're hurting my feelings, you're making me feel disrespected, why are you treating me like this? He will not own up to any of his actions. It's always me. I'm always the one at fault. I'm always the one that's causing problems. I'm the one that's wrong. There's been times he has completely, basically said he wanted to break up. He's impossible to talk to. You cannot... There's no reasoning. There's absolutely no reasoning when he gets in this state. Like I said, this is my experience, so I don't know what it's going to be like with other people, but this is my experience. And from working with a school district and a lot of kids on the autistic spectrum, this is very common. I've just never dated one until now. And when he gets in that mood, no amount of talking, of trying to calm him down, of trying to get an apology from him will ever work. It will not work. And I'm a very sensitive person. This is very hard. This is extremely hard for someone who is sensitive and emotional, and you want to read into those words. And I want to say, this is something very challenging. And if you are in a relationship with somebody that is an Aspie, and you're dealing with this, be patient. Be patient. If you love that man as much as I love my man, you will tell yourself, and you will realize, and you will remember deep down when you're going through that situation, that is not him. That's not the real person. This isn't the man that you fell in love with. He's tired. Once he sleeps, once he calms down, he will be a different person. And after that is all said and done, and we're able to talk, and we're able to go over whatever was said in that point of time, then finally the apology comes. Then finally the rational thinking comes back. Then finally, you know, he admits he's hard to be with, and he's sorry, and he's a difficult person to put up with, and you know. So I would say, be patient. You love this person. If you love this person, remember that this is sometimes things that they can't help. It is a much deeper level than another person that you might judge them or compare them to. It's kind of like, I hate to say it like this, but it's kind of like a child, a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old who misses their nap, and they are unreasonable. They are extremely hard to talk to, that you cannot ask a 2-year-old who's missed their nap, you know, to do anything that you normally would be able to ask any other time of day, and they would gladly do it. They want to fight you everything you ask them to do. It's kind of the exact same thing. It reminds me a lot of a little child at times. And I just think that if everyone out there would try and remember, this person is not themselves at this moment. You have to be understanding. You have to realize that when they're in this moment, especially when he's in that moment, there are trigger words that I cannot say. And I don't know if that's the same with everybody, but words are extremely difficult. I will make a whole nother video on that, actually. I don't want to get into words, but the point of this video is to talk about meltdowns and how to handle them. And if you're going through a situation like this, and if you are dating an amazing person who loves you and you love, this is my experience. I hope that anyone out there that is going through a situation will feel comfortable to post a comment, tell me your experience, let other people see your experience. We are a team. We love our men. We want to be there for them. And it is hard and is lonely because you can't really just go and tell, you know, your friends and your relatives, hey, the person that I'm in love with just treated me like this. You don't want to say that. You're embarrassed. It's lonely. It's a very hard place to be when you feel like you can't talk about it because nobody else will understand. Nobody else will love them the way that you do. Nobody else will see the things in them that you do. And it's a very touchy subject. It's a very touchy subject. It's personal and it's hard to talk about. But there are times that I myself have felt extremely alone and extremely sad and heartbroken over needing to be able to share these experiences, needing to be able to know if this is normal. So I hope this video speaks to you. I hope this video gives you hope, and I hope that you realize that other people are in your shoes and other people are going through the same thing. Until I see you again, love your Aspie, and I'll see you in the next video.